Our next conversation. Now, as the race to the 2027 elections is becoming frenzy, opposition parties are being drawn to the table to map out strategies. The Senate caucus of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has noted that it is not opposed to the emerging coalition aimed at unseating President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections, but insists on joining only if the coalition is party-driven and not led by individuals. Addressing journalists after their meeting in Abuja, Senate Minority Leader Senator Abamoro said the caucus believes that political parties must coordinate such coalition. Okay, Kaidi, I mean, the PDP senators saying that they will only join the coalition if it is party-driven and not by individuals. I mean, talk to me. Do you agree with them? As what they're saying, does it make sense to you?
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. What is a bit debatable is we don't need to be told this. We don't need to be reminded this. Everyone should just check his political history in Nigeria. That's the way it has always been. So when an individual is saying we are forming a coalition, we're doing this, you can easily predict the end. They are going to meet their Waterloo. But then, you know, when I hear senators are the ones speaking, it's also open our eyes to what is NWC doing, of PDP, of Labour Party, and the rest. And that's why you will hear in Nadi Usman saying that they have appointed Peter Obi to lead the coalition on behalf of the party. Now, the problem of Labour Party is that another faction is reminding him that, hey, the party has not decided any such thing. In other words, he's involved in coalition as an individual.
Not as
a party
representative.
So that one is a problem of factions. But if the party is in order, that would not have been a bad thing to say, let him lead the coalition.
Okay.
But in the case of PDP, I'm not too sure, but let me assume that this response must have come from questions from journalists that what's your plan about the coalition?
Sure.
Because ideally, the Senate caucus, the Governors Forum, they are not in the position to even tell us how PDP is going to approach the coalition. You recall that the Governors Forum of the PDP have also given a statement that, excuse me, for any coalition to happen, they have to come under PDP. Exactly. PDP is the bigger brother here. And therefore, every coalition, let's call it the name it is, by Atiku, by El Rufai, it is already dead on arrival. It has to involve parties. The party leadership has to be involved. And in this case, I'm trying to check INEC's timetable because we like to explain the difference between this coalition and merger. Because if it is coalition they are doing, it's not too late. But if it is merger, where you have to drop the names of your party, the logo of your party, and so many things that are involved in merger like APC had, that's a more strategic, opposition that you can have. And that's what APC did before they could achieve.
So what is going on now? What is going on now? What happened in 2013 or 2012 when the merger?
That was a merger.
What do you? There's no basis for comparison.
This is far from it. Do you understand? You are having a merger of sitting governors who were ready to be part of a merger, because by the time they formed a merger, the numbers were almost going to consume that of PDP.
Exactly.
Do you understand? You have senators, you have many of them ready, and you have Atiku, you have Saraki, who walked out of a convention from a sitting president. So that was a well-calculated merger. Trust me, nothing close to that is happening this time around. But like they said, it doesn't have to be this strategy. Maybe they have another
different strategy.
But from the indices we see, it doesn't look like they started on time.
Now, let's look at what the Senate caucus of PDP said. They said it's not just by individuals. They want party-driven. Do you agree with them? And also, why do you think the coalition is more of a people-driven and not party-driven?
It has to be people-driven because everybody is ambitious.
It's about ambition now.
Yes, they are ambitious. is it Atiku? Atiku still wants to be president. Even if he's 80, he wants to be president. Okay? If Peter Obi wants to be president, he feels that, oh, the last election that he was almost there. You know. And El-Rufai, for instance, feels that I think I am the one that actually, made the knot to, to support. If you look at all of them, they feel that, or is it Rotimi Amechi who contested against the president in the primaries?
And who probably came second.
Yes.
He will tell you,
so that
they all have eyes on
so
the
all of them
papers.
feel that they have something that they can. So that is where even their coalition might even have problem. Might even crumble. Because at the end of the day, who are they going to bring out? Is going to be a major problem. Anyway, that is their own. But my own is, they are all ambitious. And I'm not sure a Rotimi Amechi, for instance, can go to Rivers and then we'll have the numbers, okay, of people in Rivers that will say, okay, they want to follow him to form another political party. You can ask people in Rivers, they will tell you. He can't even, when he was even minister, he struggled to even win his ward, not to talk of his units. For APC, I'm telling you about for APC. Then it was even Wike that was the governor. He struggled. So some of them, is he El-Rufai? Did they win for the party during the presidential?
Did he deliver his state?
He didn't deliver. So most of them, when you look at them, you begin to look at how politically in their states, how strong are they? Can they call for a meeting and not bribe people? Can they call for a meeting and that hall will be full? And people want to listen. So for their coalition, fine. And just like he said, if you are taking a party as a party, Labour Party wants to involve in this coalition, that is when I think the APC will begin to shiver. But look at all of them. Even I saw some APC, in quotes, some people who claim to be APC and they are in that coalition because as far as I'm concerned, they are all looking at the regional parts. You understand? The regional parts of the coalition.
All right. We have Saliu calling in from Surulere. Saliu, let's talk. Saliu calling in from Surulere. Are you still with us? Okay, I think we're having technical glitches. We're so sorry, Saliu could not join. I think maybe network issues. But with what he said that it's about individuals. Now, let me also, joining in from what he said, I mean, looking at all the individuals involved in this coalition, we have Rotimi Amechi, we have the likes of Obi, Atiku, and all of it. But talk to me, is it about, in your opinion, is it about the interest of Nigeria? Or is it about, and the Nigerian people, obviously, or is it about just unseating the incumbent?
Okay. I thought we were going to give you a very easy question. I was going to pick immediately. But you made it a bit complex, because when it has to do with unseating the president, that has always been a trend over time. So it's not different from what APC did. It's not different from what other parties have also done, even those who did coalition and failed, you understand. But basically, while Asuko was talking, I recall the process of that merger in 2013, 2014. Now, I was quite close to some of them who were major gladiators. I remember one of those things Lai Mohammed told us when he was having a meeting with the editors. And he said, I've forgotten the third factors. He said there are factors that determine the weight they will give to you, as a major player in the game. Number one, what's your political capital? How many people do you command? There was a Buhari who was commanding 12 million votes. Before then, without spending a dime. Sometimes there are flyers.
It's just by raising his hands.
Exactly.
And everybody will.
Exactly. There are no flyers, there are no posters in some states, and they will still vote for him. In some cases, there are no agents. They will still vote for him. So there was a Buhari, there was a Saraki, you understand, who was almost controlling the North Central then with late Audu, the former governor of Kogi State. You understand? There was a Kwankwanso, you understand, who was a major force from the Northwest in Kano, to the extent that these people came, like he said, they came to the battlefield. And Kwankwanso came second, Atiku came third. It was that competitive, very fair. And they all said before the primaries that we will accept the outcome of these primaries. So all those indices are far from what we are seeing now. We are seeing people who are ready, who are not ready to be united in purpose. We are seeing people who are saying, who have made terrible statements about one another in the past. Some obedient followers will remind you what El Rufai had said about Peter Obi, that forget him. They have all these records, and they can't see some kind of penitence before they will accept this person as one of them. So the level of fractions and infightings that is even inbuilt, trust me, you will start seeing them manifest. You even start seeing some people pulling out now and say, this coalition is not making headway. You've heard of, I think I have confirmed that maybe Dino too, I joined SDP or something like that. I don't know whether that story is true. So that's to tell you that their interest is not yet defined. Their interest, they will easily tell Nigerians that they want to rescue them from whatever is going on. And the question this government is asking them is, we are clear on where we are headed. We didn't tell them that they were not going to go through pains. We are only saying that it's going to take some time and follow us through. So they need to bring a stronger argument. Because these are people who were part of the system. These are people that have been tested but not trusted. These are people who have gone through the same route. And it's so difficult to convince Nigerians that they are better alternative. I can give you quotes of someone like Dele Farotimi saying that he will never be part of a coalition that El Rufai is part of. You will see some people who say, Obi
is going to be born again. Don't worry.
So you've seen all kinds of divisions and divisiveness among these gladiators. And there's no rallying point, so to say. So I don't know. But we'll keep watching them.
Okay, I'll still come to you, but we need to go on this quick break. And when we return, I'll still come back to you. That is this just about unseating the president, or it's about the Nigerian people and Nigeria as a whole? We'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout. All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Kaide Lande and Deron here with me, and also Asukwa James. So before we went on that break, I asked you, this coalition, do you think is about the interest of the people, Nigeria, Nigerians, or just about unseating the president?
Well, from all indication, they are all thinking about unseating the president. That is what is in their, in their hearts.
And has nothing about the. It has nothing to do about the interest.
They will always tell you it's about the interest of Nigerians. But ask them. I remember when ACN, let me say APC, was still opposition. Nigerians could see how they were playing opposition. They will always come up with alternative to whatever the government, was coming out with. Oh, Goodluck Jonathan is doing this. Oh, but he can do it this way. That is what I believe that this so-called opposition or this coalition should be doing, rather than overeating the politics. Because as far as I'm concerned, going up and down, doing meetings, I heard they have even created committees and causing problems, just trying to overheat the polity unnecessarily. What are the alternatives? That is what Nigerians should be asking. What are the alternatives to what the president is doing now? Okay? And then, all of them, Obi and Atiku, they said they were going to remove subsidy. I heard somebody saying, was it the former AGF was saying that they shouldn't have removed the subsidy yet. Now I now remembered that you were in that administration. the president whom you were serving then removed subsidy before even this new administration was coming.
And
subsidy was
just
not
till June.
Yes, and it made it till June.
It wasn't in the budget.
It was not in the budget. And somebody is coming out. That is to show you that they are these people are a bunch of hypocrites. And they don't mean well for Nigerians. This is the same person that was in just the previous administration. No? He was not saying he was not supposed. So where was the president supposed to see money? To go and borrow money like they were doing, or mint another money?
Which is an impeachable offense.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend out of budget.
Exactly. They have removed subsidy completely from the budget that the president was using. So somebody is coming to say, oh, he would have waited. Waited for what? Do you think this president does not have his plan? Do you think he doesn't have sense to know that I must not borrow money to pay salaries? Or do you think he doesn't know that I must not print money like they did? You know, so when people are talking, that is what I'm saying. If you are doing coalition, do coalition with sense. Come out with alternatives. Okay, this is what is doing. If you want to, they can even create a pseudonym name or whatever and call themselves. So that when the president is coming out with his policy, they should be able to say, oh, that policy is bad. This is how it's supposed to be. Let Nigerians begin to see something in them. But what I'm just saying is that a bunch of ambitious people who feel that this man beat us to the game. That is what I see. And let's just find a way of removing him. Because the word is on seats. Forget it. They just want to unseat.
Just to unseat.
And I like the president. He's just going about his own. He's doing his own jeje. He's not saying anything. They're the ones doing meeting. He's not doing his own meeting. He wakes up in the morning, he will drink his coffee, and then he will look at all the things that is happening in Nigeria, try and find ways of how to solve the problem. Make sure that the policies are going on well. They are the ones taking Panadol for his own headache.
No, on a very serious note, sorry, I'm not jumping in.
Because the thing is, the Nigerian people must begin to ask questions. If they are coming up with so-called coalition, they must ask questions. If Mr. Obi is saying that, oh, we have to start doing production, how do you want to do it? You have to show A, B, C, D. Then let him not say it. Because sometimes he says those things as if we are all having kiosks. And then somebody will now be selling the tomato and pepper in the market. No,
like blanket statements without giving us.
Because you can tell me, if for instance I am somebody who is into business, I might understand small. Okay. But will a banker understand what he's saying? Will a teacher understand? So those are some things. And if you look at all the policies that this man has done so far, the fantastic one that is so dear to me that I just like, it's just unfortunate I've left school.
Yeah, the now fun. Exactly. Oh dear, I wish I enjoyed that.
Honestly. And many other ones. So there's nobody that can tell me, do you think those who are benefiting from no fund getting a lot every day and they are paying school fees will not vote for him? They should reason.
Absolutely. Now, drawing up from what he said, in your opinion, what do you think is missing, in this coalition for it to become like a force to reckon with?
I think what is missing is that the only way to get into Nigerian government is not even through independent candidacy. It has to be through party system. Exactly. So everybody should go back to their party, solidify their party. It's selfless. You understand? When you look at how much is being owed for that ground rent, even though it shouldn't be PDP that should pay the money. If they say they have taken over the building, they should have actually at least helped the man.
Exactly.
That money is too infinitesimal to politicians than the embarrassment.
All right, just hold that thought. I apologize. Just hold that thought. We have Sunday calling in from Lagos. Sunday, let's talk. Hello, Sunday. Are you still there? Yeah, Sunday, go ahead.
I want to say that, Asukwa, you have always been speaking as if you are a government spokesman.
I'm not a government spokesman, I'm a journalist.
But you speak as if you are a government spokesman.
I am
all
not.
Are here. We all know that we know what the government is doing, and we also know how the effect of government policies on Nigerians. But you are going to promote government as if the government is every time.
Oh, I think we lost that call. Okay, but do well to call us back. Okay, do well to call us back. But you know, as you came after, I don't know.
The thing is,
you want to?
People feel that when whatever we say, you know, Nigerians don't like hearing the truth. And it's just unfortunate that maybe if the government...
all you need to do is criticize government.
And that's so they will be happy.
You'll be a good
But the
journalist.
thing is, sit down. I'm a journalist. I sit down and analyze issues. And I look at issues. How was this government? How was the previous government? And how is this government doing? I will not come. I'm feeling it. I'm buying. Do you think I'm not buying food?
We all go to the market.
Do you think I'm not going to the market? Or I don't send... don't give my wife money. Do you think I'm not paying school fees? We are all feeling the heat. But what we should be looking, I am not looking at the present, I'm looking at the future.
Absolutely.
And what I'm seeing in the future, I feel is better. That is it. So anybody that wants to crucify me for saying the truth or for me knowing the truth, if you can't see like
if they crucify you, will resurrect you.
If you can't see like every other prophet, me, I can see.
All right, we also have another caller, Adeomi. Adeomi, thank you so much for joining us. From Oyo State, Adeomi, let's talk.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah. I just have a little contribution to your program there.
Go ahead.
You see, the coalition or whatever, I don't really believe in the coalition, this type of a coalition they are doing. Because if you look at the people that are doing this coalition, these are the people that are the people of a questionable characters. Who are coming together to say that they want to unseat government. So I don't actually believe in them. I don't believe in their policies. I don't believe in their agenda. So what concerns us Nigeria now is that this present government is not doing well at all. I think they are failed in their promises, their campaign promises, which they made, that made Nigeria people to vote for them. So, but what's happening now is that we Nigerians, we are voting for 2027. The election in 2027 is between Nigeria and the APC.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, back to the question I asked you earlier. I said, what is missing in this coalition, you know, for them to become some sort of a force to reckon with?
So like I mentioned, let the party function. It is too late, in my view, except I stand to be corrected, to have a merger. And if you want to have a coalition, the number is still not up to the ruling party. Okay. And according to the last caller, how do you measure success? You understand? We have to put it on these indices. And I think that's what the coalition needs to do. That's what the opposition needs to do. Where did this government mess up? You can tell us, oh, the price of rice has increased, this one has increased, and forget to tell us, okay, the minimum wage has also increased. You can tell us, oh, when you were in school, you had a loan to play with, and but you forgot to tell us that, oh, people now have loan to do this. You may also not tell us that even the standard of living, in some cases, some will tell you, I remember young people telling me that, no, we can't go through what you guys went through when you were there. No, we are smarter. We are this, we are Gen Z. We can afford this amount of phone. They can do all those things. They can give you all those indices. So give us figures, give us indices to tell us that this government hasn't done well. Because until opposition tells us, like you said, break it down for us.
Alternatives.
You cannot tell us, especially these three candidates, I'm putting the president inclusive now, cannot tell us that they didn't promise to remove subsidy.
Exactly.
In fact, let's add the outgoing president, cannot tell us that four of them didn't agree that subsidy has to go.
Yes.
So the issue of subsidy...
They said they will float the...
Exactly. So the issue of subsidy is out of the table.
All right,
let's look at other issues and make the argument.
All right, gentlemen, let's away from politics.